Okay, let's unpack this. You've shared an article highlighting some of the best things to do in Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, it's by someone named Jack for MSN. And it frames Astana as maybe, a bit of a hidden gem.
Right, a lesser-known spot. So the idea here is to kind of dive into this list, see what jumps out, and get a real feel for the place.
Exactly. What makes it interesting? What are those little nuggets that make you think, maybe I should look into this?
And maybe even, spark some ideas for your own future travels.
So straight away, the article calls it an underrated capital. That sets a tone, doesn't it? Like, expect the unexpected.
It does. And it mentions the name change, too. It used to be Nur Sultan. So there's recent history right there.
A city actively defining itself. And the list itself, it's apparently based on traveler reviews and expert tips.
Which gives it a bit more weight, maybe. Not just one person's opinion.
Yeah, feels a bit more grounded. Plus, he gets practical right away with hotel ideas.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, he lists the Sheraton Astana for luxury, a Best Western Plus for mid-range, and then Hostel Nomad 4x4 for budget travelers.
Okay, so covering the bases. That already suggests it's set up for different kinds of visitors.
Right. It signals accessibility, which fits that underrated but worth visiting idea.
Makes sense. All right, so let's get into the sites. First up, the Beitarek Tower.
Ah, yes, the big one. Jack calls it the most visited attraction.
And an example of striking architecture. Built in 96, apparently, because Astana became the capital in 97.
So it's really tied to that moment of becoming the capital. Symbolic.
Definitely. It's 318 feet tall, got this sort of cylindrical shaft, then a white girder thing like a nest.
And the big golden sphere on top. You can't miss it.
Right. And the key thing seems to be the observation deck. Great views, good for photos,
Standard monument feature, but probably quite effective given the skyline there.
Seems pretty accessible, too. Open daily, and tickets are, like, super cheap, around $1.40 for adults.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's very reasonable. So locals can easily go up, too, not just tourists.
Exactly. Okay, next architectural highlight. The Palace of Peace and Reconciliation.
Now, this one sounds interesting. Another breathtaking piece of architecture, apparently.
Designed by Sir Norman Foster, the British architect.
Oh, okay. Foster and Partners. That's a big name.
Yeah. Built 2004 to 2006. It's a glass pyramid, about 200 feet tall.
A glass pyramid. And the purpose?
The article says it was meant as a permanent venue for the Congress and a global center for religious understanding.
That's a pretty bold statement for a building. Positioning Kazakhstan for interfaith dialogue on a world stage?
Seems like it, especially bringing in Foster. Shows ambition.
And it lights up at night, looks impressive. Inside, it's not just symbolic space, right?
No, it's got an opera hall, an atrium, a bar, even another observation deck.
So it's a functional cultural center, too, blending the symbol with, actual use. Makes it more alive.
Okay, switching gears a bit. Khan Shatir Entertainment Center.
Right, the giant tent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stunning tent-shaped architecture, Jack calls it. Lights up colorfully at night.
But it's more than just a pretty tent, I gather.
Oh, yeah. It's packed. Shops like Zara and Nike. Entertainment, something called Fame City with a dino park and rides.
The Dino Park, okay.
Sky Beach Club for relaxing.
Wait, a Sky Beach Club inside the tent in Astana?
Apparently. And loads of international food options.
That's quite something. A whole self-contained world of entertainment and shopping under a giant tent with a beach. It screams modern global city.
Totally. Then there's the Hazrat Sultan Mosque. This one's newer, opened in 2022.
And described as breathtaking.
Yep, and the largest in Central Asia. Huge capacity, 10,000 people, covers 27 acres.
Wow, that's massive. And recent. Speaks volumes about the cultural landscape.
It has the biggest dome in Kazakhstan, surrounded by 4 really tall minarets, like 250 feet tall.
And the inside?
Opulent, apparently.
Yeah.
Columns, mosaic ceilings, colorful floors, fancy chandeliers. So you have to take your shoes off, of course.
Right, standard practice. It sounds incredibly grand, a real statement of faith and culture.
Then a bridge, the Aturo Bridge, opened in 2018.
Okay, so another recent addition. Beautiful, the article says.
Yeah, and one of the city's latest pieces of architecture, it's over 1,000 feet long, crosses the Ishim River.
What's special about it?
The design. It's meant to look like a Caspian sturgeon.
Yeah.
The fish. Uses thousands of facade pieces like scales.
Huh. That's specific. Connecting the modern city back to nature or regional identity. Creative.
And great city views from it, especially at night.
So the bridge isn't just functional, it's an attraction in itself.
Seems like it. Finally, for the big buildings, the Ak Orda Presidential Palace.
The seat of power.
Right. Built early 2000s, neoclassical style, official workplace of the president.
Recognizable how?
Big blue dome and a golden spire. You can't miss it.
Ah.
Jack says the best view is actually from the Baiduric Tower.
Ah, interesting. Planning the sightlines, linking the landmarks.
And it's lit up nicely at night, too.
So a mix of styles. Futuristic pyramids and tents, grand mosques, and then this neoclassical palace. Quite the architectural tour.
Definitely. Okay, moving beyond just the buildings. Culture and history.
Yeah, what about museums?
The National Museum of the Republic of Kazakhstan gets a mention. Opened in 2014, was the biggest in Central Asia then.
Okay, another fairly recent large-scale project. What's the building like?
Gorgeous blue glass and white marble. Inside, it covers Kazakh history and culture, from way back to now.
Any specific highlights mentioned?
Yeah, Hall of History about how Kazakhstan formed, and a Hall of Gold with thousands of Bronze Age ornaments.
Hall of Gold. Sounds impressive. Shows the depth of history they're showcasing there.
Right. Now what if you're traveling with kids? Or just want some fun?
Always important. What's on offer?
A place called Aland. Described as a popular entertainment center.
Okay, what's in it?
Lots. Aqua park with slides, wave pool, an exotarium reptiles, I guess, and an oceanarium.
An oceanarium. In landlocked Astana.
Get this, it holds a Guinness World Record for being the furthest oceanarium from an actual ocean.
No way. How far?
3,000 miles.
That is bizarrely brilliant. What a great trivia fact. You'd have to go just for that.
I know, right? Plus, Aland also has the Jingle, with dinosaur animatronics, a Ferris wheel, a theater, a bit of everything.
Sounds like a full day out, easily.
Yeah.
And Khan Shatter, the tent place, is family-friendly too.
Yeah, it mentions that famed city again with the Dino Park and rides.
Yeah.
So, options there too.
Good to have variety. What about outdoors? Parks.
Yep. Astana Central Park, it's huge, over 247 acres. Walking paths, flowers, seasonal stuff like ice skating or cultural shows.
Nice. A proper green lung for the city. Anything quirky there?
Actually, yeah. An upside-down house.
Oh, what now?
An upside-down house, complete with a car, like stuck upside down in the driveway roof area.
Okay, that's definitely quirky. Adds a bit of fun.
And then, probably the most surprising thing, Astana has a beach.
A beach next to the park. You're kidding.
Nope. Gorodskoye Playa City Beach. Golden sands and pebbles. People swim, relax. There are beach toys, trampolines, food stalls.
A beach in central Kazakhstan. Wow. Okay, that properly changes the image of the place. They really went for it.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
So, beyond relaxing and sightseeing, what about sports?
Good question. Any local teams?
Yeah, two big ones mentioned. FC Astana for soccer.
Ah, I think I've heard of them. Pretty successful.
Very. Most successful in Kazakhstan, apparently. 7 league titles, domestic cups. They even made the UEFA Champions League group stage once.
Oh, wow. That's quite an achievement for a Kazakh team. Where do they play?
Astana Arena, 30,000 seats, and it has a retractable roof.
Nice. Impressive stadium, too, then. Fits the theme.
Seasons usually March to November. Then there's ice hockey.
Oh, okay.
Gary's Astana. They're in the KHL, the Continental Hockey League. Yeah. Founding member.
Ah, the big Russian-based league. So top-level hockey.
Exactly. They play Bears Arena, holds about 11,500. Supposedly a great atmosphere, and tickets can be really cheap, like $1.50.
Seriously, $1.50 for pro hockey? That's amazing value.
Seems like it. And Jack also loops back to just walking across that Otero Bridge, the Sturgeon one, as a recreational thing, for the views, the modern vibe.
Right, enjoying the architecture itself as part of the experience.
So, wrapping this up, what's the big picture here?
Well, it really feels like Astana is a city making a statement. Huge investment in architecture, some of it really out there, like the pyramid and the tent.
Definitely a focus on looking modern, looking impressive.
But it's not just looks. You've got the National Museum grounding it in history, the mosque highlighting culture.
And then all the entertainment, the parks, the surprising beach, that record-breaking oceanarium.
Yeah, the mix is quite striking. Futuristic buildings alongside cultural landmarks, plus loads of family stuff, and even a decent sports scene. It paints a picture of a really dynamic place.
Maybe more appealing than you might first assume.
I think so. For you, the listener, if you're after somewhere a bit different, off the main tourist trail, but still packed with things to see and do, Astana seems like it has a strong case to make.
What stands out most, do you think? That oceanarium, maybe? Or just the sheer ambition of the architecture?
It's hard to pick one thing. Maybe it's the combination. That blend of planned modernity, cultural anchors, and those slightly surreal touches like the indoor beach or the upside-down house.
Yeah, it gives you a lot to think about, doesn't it, if you're planning your next trip?
Absolutely. It really feels like a city consciously crafting its identity in the 21st century. It makes you wonder what else is planned, you know? What will Astana look like in another 10, 20 years?